Hi, and welcome to In Demand Insights. This is our weekly chat where we discuss your frequently asked questions.
Thanks, Ritesh. I'm Rich, the licensed New Zealand immigration advisor and founder of In Demand New Zealand. And this is Amy.
Thanks, Rich. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for more. Hi there. So today we are going to have a discussion about the green list. Now, Rich, there are loads of questions, but I have summarized them into 5 major questions that most clients ask us. So first thing, what is the green list?
So the green list is a list of occupations that I suppose Immigration New Zealand have given the green light to in terms of the skills shortage and the roles that are in demand in New Zealand at the moment.
Okay, short and sweet, very understandable. Now, how are professions chosen for the green list?
So Immigration New Zealand, as obviously a government department, is constantly liaising and talking to industry, both private and public. And even before the pandemic, New Zealand has always needed highly skilled migrants to come into New Zealand to grow and develop and expand. There's a bit of a brain drain in a certain age group where people leave New Zealand to travel to see the world, and so there's holes there to fill. And also as things develop and grow, whether that be in engineering or in healthcare or in education or in tech, there's always going to be the need for certain types of individuals with the right skills and experience that New Zealand needs, and that's where they put them onto the green list.
Okay, perfect. And I know with the green list, there are 2 tiers. Can you explain the tiers and what's the point of them?
Absolutely. The tiers are really, there's tier 1 and there's tier 2 of the green list. And in terms of you as your occupation and determining which you're on, a tier 1 or tier 2, gives you options in terms of residency. So if you're on tier 1 of the green list, and things like auditors, pharmacists, family and marriage counsellors, engineers will find themselves on tier 1. There's a criteria that they still need to meet on there, but if you've got work experience for 4 years plus, etc., then you probably will meet that criteria. Tier 1 has the option to apply for residency straight away, and they call it straight to residency. So that's the opportunities for tier 1. There are a few other things to bear in mind with that, because, for instance, at the moment, the skilled migrant category, which is another option to gain residency, is a lot quicker than the waiting times for straight to residency, which is about 9 months at the moment, as we're recording this at the beginning of 2024. Tier 2 is very, very similar. So you have an occupation, you need to meet the specific criteria, and we've got automotive electricians, diesel mechanics. It doesn't necessarily mean that tier 2 is for trades, far from it. But tier 2 have the option to apply for residency over a 2-year period. So you come into New Zealand on an accredited employer work visa, and after a 2-year period, you're able to apply for residency based off that work experience in that occupation as a tier 2 of the green list.
Okay, so just to kind of summarize that, tier 1 would be like a straight to residency pathway, and then tier 2 would be a work to residency after 24 months, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. And I mean, with the list and all the occupations, does the list ever change? Is there an idea of like frequency, how if occupations get added or removed?
Certainly, and as a licensed New Zealand immigration advisor, I'm kept up to date with those changes. You can have a look at Immigration New Zealand's website. In October of last year, the green list was updated. And so my advice is, usually if you are on the green list and you qualify now, and you're making the decision to emigrate to New Zealand, don't delay. I have worked with people in the past where they've almost lost the opportunity because they've delayed on it, and things have changed in New Zealand. I mean, it would be quite a surprise if an occupation that is on the green list comes off of the green list anytime soon. But you never know.
You never know. So I would say the last question, and this is kind of to appeal to majority of our clients. So the green list is very specific, and it's not a very long list of professions, to be honest. But what advice would you give someone who wants to move to New Zealand but is not on the green list?
I think it's really important, because you could be, forgiven for thinking, well, if I'm not on the green list, I can't go to New Zealand, and that's not the case at all. As I said before, New Zealand has a shortage of skills, and that skills right across the board. So without complicating things too much, there's another list which is called ANZCO, which stands for the Australia New Zealand Classification of Occupations. And that list will look at all occupations. And if your specific occupation isn't on there, then there'll be something similar to the role that you do. And that will then grade, if you like, your role with a skill level. And it's usually between 1 and 5. And then depending on that skill level will depend on where you can go in terms of residency. So the majority of our clients will be able to get an accredited employer work visa based on an offer of a job with an accredited employer in New Zealand. And after a 3 to 5 year period, we'll be able to then use that New Zealand's work experience and their remuneration points set aside from maybe potentially the qualifications and even occupational registration, which would then qualify them to apply for residency under the skilled migrant category. So don't be disheartened if your occupation isn't on the green list. You can probably still go.
Awesome. So, I mean, this is great news, because at the end of the day, if you're part of the green list, you've got a clear kind of residency route. But even if you're not, we can still help. And I think, yeah, these videos are always really insightful to everybody watching. Please make sure to subscribe for more updates, share this video, and put your comments in the questions about what questions are sitting on your mind that you want us to chat about. Anyway, thanks so much.
Take care.